No, not too much of an issue, I would say. So, yeah, we are very close to reaching the point where the farm is going to be expanded a bit. I'm probably going to sell at least one row of the silage bales that we've got. They were finished earlier today, so they're not going to be ready until July 1st or July 1. But as soon as they can be sold, maybe before, I'm going to be buying cows. I'm going to keep the rest of them. July 1, August 1. We're in July. So, yeah, they're going to ferment in August. I'm not going to be able to mow our big grass field until September. I will then be able to create more hay bales, but if I don't sell all of the silage bales I've got on the farm right now, they will be ready as feed. I'm going to be splitting the next grass harvest as part, half hay, half silage. But it'll take a month for the silage to brew, so I'm going to have to keep some of the ones we've got. But we do have a little bit of silage. Oh, crud. We do have a little bit of silage. How are we going to do this? I think I'm just going to drive over to the grain cart. Do it this way. Actually, I'll pick up some of the straw as we go. That's a plan. Why did the follower stop? Dude, follower. Oh, you are kidding me. Oh, this is a problem. I think the baler might destroy some crop. Just a thought. Engine start, lift that up. The tractor, however, will not because it's running narrows. Oops. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Turn it back on again. So, yeah, baler tyres are not crop friendly. Tractor tyres can be. And follow. Yes, somebody is still in the cab. Okay, the worker will worry about unloading the baler. I don't dislike running around baler on Farm Sim 22 because you can make the bale so big. The number of times you have to stop is far less frequent than it was in previous versions of the game. However, if I can hand the task off to a dude in a following tractor, I'm all for that. And really getting this field baled up as we go is definitely a favourable move on my part. Though, as I said, I need another tractor. Having another tractor would be most convenient. Oh, actually, you know what? I could have extricated that worker from the middle of the barley patch. If I told it as a worker to drive to a location somewhere else on the field, it wouldn't have erased that strip of barley. But I remember that now. But workers don't destroy crops because frequently they drive through crops just to get their job done. So we just have to live with it. I really was expecting him to actually follow me out of the position we were in. Turn that off. And in general, I for Farm Sim 22, I generally avoid the fast bale. It's probably usable here, but the problem with it is it meters its speed based on how big your windrow is. So if you have a large windrow, you can end up with that baler running at 1 mile an hour maximum speed because it collects enough product in 300 yards to make a bale, and then it has to wait until that bale's wrapped. And the idea of the fast bale is you don't stop, you just keep moving. And as I said, since we've gone with the Anderson as our wrapping solution, I'm really not too worried about having a baler wrapper. Eventually we might go to square bales because they're just easier, but for right now I don't have horsepower to run square bales. We'd have to sell the Anderson and buy a new one because we got the round wrapper, not the square. But again, the square will take maximum size bales, so that's definitely a possibility for where the farm will head eventually. But also they've improved somewhat bale physics, so that round bales generally don't run away. They can do. And if you're trying to double stack, or if you're trying to use double bale spikes to pick them up, then that can be an issue. They do seem to get a little bit squirrely when you put one bale next to the next one. Okay, that is probably going to fill that. Okay, you can jump out, disconnect. My plan here, we're probably going to put all of these straw bales in the cowshed, into the robot feeder. I'm going to have to get some mineral feed. And then when I get to buying cows, We've not got much in the way of mixable cow food at this stage, but I can probably get a dozen cows and go for a few months and have enough food to feed them. So if I do that, then it gets production started, and if we're full of straw, then we can top up the hay and the silage later as they're produced. So the other thing I've noticed about this thing, you can tell how close it is to producing a crate of tomatoes with how many tomatoes are on the plants. So right about now it's really not ready, and if we go and have a look, how big's a crate? Where'd my hand go? Oh, there. So it's a 500 litre crate, and it's at 472. Those will be red tomatoes just before it gets to 500 litres. And then the plants kind of disappear and start growing again. So yeah, we'll keep one of those stacks, probably the one closest to the right hand wall. And use that as a food source next month. And then the only thing we're really short on at that point will be hay. I could buy a bale or two. To be honest, I couldn't find it, but I did get one for the front loader, so we're good. And I've also got a rear bale spike too, so I can still only move 2 bales at a time, but I kind of prefer it to what we have been doing. Okay, I think right now I'm going to empty this here. And then we'll take the grain cart over to the bulk of our barley and reconnect to the thing. So I got... why is that button not working? Because I'm pushing the button on the wrong keyboard. Good grief. So front loader tools. I got this one, which is part of the quickie quickie loader tools. And you can have, I've got one for the tractor, and I got a different one that attaches to a skid steer for our telehandler. So I actually use the telehandler for the most part to load the Anderson bale thing. And then additionally we've got somewhere probably under miscellaneous. It's not under weights. Low loaders, front loaders, animals. Why is it under animals? No. Chainsaws. Why have I got a chainsaw? Because I was chopping down fences. Bale loaders? Yes, I've got a bale spike with 2 spikes on, which fits to a 3-point. Yeah, so as I said, I couldn't find the one you suggested. I'm not sure if it's on the in-game mod hub or whether it was just on Giant's mod hub. Okay, we will... That's already lowered, so we can just turn that on. And bing, connected. And somebody else is... following or subscribed. Thanks for the follow or subscription. put the thing in. I think there's probably a setting that I've lost somewhere along the lines. Possibly to do with OBS, Streamlabs OBS. Some setting has been reset during one of their patches, and they patch every month, so right, yeah, so but I'd already downloaded the Quickie tools, and I noticed that one and said, hey, that's just as good. Just want something I can stab a bale in the middle of and it'll do its thing. I don't have to offset. It makes loading the bale trailer easier. It doesn't necessarily make any of my other tasks easier because I can only carry one bale at a time with it, whereas I have been running 2 bales at a time in situations. But then as I was saying, when you put 2 bales next to each other, sometimes that doesn't work as well. So, meh. So how are we actually doing here? Keep going. Oh. There we go. There. So I normally reckon that the middle of the field is where the number is. So we're close to halfway, if not quite there. But this is really good yield. Okay, let's see if we can line it up to 180. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 180. Close to 180. Close enough. Oh wow. And this is... I've been really driving diagonally because this doesn't look like I'm even going to make it to the far end on a full width of the header. But that's fine. I even played a little bit of World of Warships this week, which I haven't played for a good 6 months, in spite of having a lot of premium time on it. I think most of it was free. What I usually do is I pay every winter during Wargaming sale. I'll pay $50 for half price, 360 day premium time, and I ended up with so much premium time left over last winter. It was kind of like I can probably get away with buying 60 days later on this year a couple of times, and that'll get me through to Christmas. So just not going to bother giving them $50 for a full year. Well, okay, this way we are going 0 degrees. Let's get that online. And that's actually the selling point for maybe I do want to consider GPS on some of my vehicles. Probably do it with the harvester that we buy, because it just makes it that much easier to plot where we do it. When we're not doing consecutive rows, it just makes it easier to line up on a row primary, so that when I come back and go back down, I've got exactly 2 header widths of crop to our left, and at this point I'm not sure I do. Oh, damn. Okay. I just noticed how full I am, and as soon as this grinds to a halt, we should be at a point where I can release the baler. Come on, go. Right. Okay, dude off. Release the Kraken. Release the tractor. Yeah, the last thing I wanted there was to be in the middle of the crop and having no way to get the tractor out. Or the grain cart to where the harvester's pipe was going to extend to. I really should have paid attention to how full the harvester was. Or maybe have emptied it before starting the next cut-in. I didn't, so we have all sorts of fun crop designs. Trees are in the way. That's good. Okay, whoa, that'll do. Okay, I should be able to turn around here. Connect. Okay, pickup's still down, so we can do that. And yep, there's somebody in the cab. So just a good practice to get into when you're doing follow me. Whoops, is just check that there's a worker in the cab as you leave. Because you could quite easily end up with it not following. And I've driven off and been halfway to the next county and realised, where's all the stuff that's supposed to be following me? Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh. This is going to end up a little bit awkward, I think. I don't know. What I should be able to do, where I did the cut in and then had to slalom out, I'll do this side of that on the way back down and then keep going straight. Is my tea gone? We've got half a cup of tea left. Ooh. We have half a cup of cold tea left. Wow. That's generally not the greatest thing. So yeah, what I'm thinking is if I turn in on this side, once we get to the end of this row, where the crop is, it should follow almost straight for the other half of the field. But you can see that wasn't 2 harvester widths to get to this point. Which is what GPS fixes. So generally I won't put GPS on a tractor I'm mostly planning for carting or following the tractor in front. So if I get a tractor that I'm going to use baling and carting, no GPS. But usually my crop care tractor will have GPS, just because even though we've got the little display in the bottom left corner of the screen that shows me where I've put nitrogen or where I've fertilized a contract, it doesn't show for herbicide, and it just makes it easier to plan sometimes. Seeding, I tend not to worry so much about GPS, because you can do that visually. Much like I'm doing the harvesting right now is pretty much a visual thing. But as I said, while you can do harvesting on straight dead reckoning, it's sometimes easier to plan ahead if you've got GPS. And also, but even that, for planting again, sometimes the equipment is not wide enough for the turnability of the tractor, and so it just makes whoa, didn't want to do that. I want to do that. There we go. Yeah, it's planning ahead. I don't like, if we have a yard tractor that we have, what is it? I can turn that off. If we have a yard tractor that we're just using to move bales in the yard, move equipment in the yard, not going to put GPS on it. But if it's doubled up as my crop care tractor, then yes, going to have GPS on it. But a small tractor that's, £20,000, I'm not really planning to put £15,000 of GPS equipment on. A harvester that costs $500,000, sure, we'll put GPS on it, because it just doesn't not make sense. What it would be nice to be able to do is buy a number of GPS kits and be able to move them between your vehicles. But the deal we have here is obviously I don't even have enough money for one GPS system. And the same with the take this gently round. Okay. Hopefully the baler will hit most of that.